Howdy, howdy, everybody. Hey,
What's
Patrick.
going on?
Hello, Jeremy.
We are here.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey, now I see some comments rolling in. Sweet.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to everybody out there. And
a Happy New Year.
Happy New
Soon
Year.
to be.
Coming soon. So tonight we're sort of in the middle of the holidays, I guess you'd call it. And although we do have free files for you, so the files
Yeah,
are
we do.
located below the video right now in the description. But we're not going to be doing much tonight except chit chat, viewer comments, things like that. Taking a break during the holiday season. But the three of us did come up with a file. I came up with a Happy New Year graphic that I did a couple of years ago. I guess the conversion to a Lightburn file didn't go great, but still a pretty decent file. So it says happy and then really full of design in the New Year part, or I think it says 2025. Yeah, it's 2025. That's all fancied up a little bit. So those files are below the videos right now. If you have a problem downloading them, just right click on it and say, save as, and you can determine where it goes. I think the problems that a lot of people are having is they click on it and it downloads so quickly that they don't notice it, but it is in the downloads folder.
Link to a file, not a web page. So the file downloads in the background. You don't see it.
Yeah, so you don't see that web page. Yeah. But I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. I know I did over on this side, even though I was pretty much strapped to my chair most of the time. We had it at our house this year, which was fun. So how was your Christmas this year, Patrick?
Pretty good. Had family over on Christmas Day, and we had a nice day hanging out. So yeah, it was all good. And nice. I have a file for you too, which is I'm looking at it over here. It's a picture frame with some New Year design in the actual frame, and then it has a little base, and it just stands in the base, and it's designed for a 6x9 picture. So if you have a different size picture, you will have to adjust it however you see fit, or just get a 6x9 printer or print one out yourself. But overall, yeah, good Christmas. Dropped a video today.
Got that. By the way, in that download, we've put that all into a Lightburn art library for those people that are using Lightburn, and there are 2 Lightburn files as well. I didn't get a chance to put those into SVG this week, but hopefully everybody that's watching us is using Lightburn anyway. So what have you been up to the last week, Patrick?
A little bit of work, a little bit of video. Let's see. I dropped a video today.
I saw that. Part one is taking 2-color Lone Star adhesive acrylic. It's their source version of Romark, and actually making 3 different colors out of it. That's cool.
So it's the silver and blue and silver and red, and then I got a black.
I never thought to do that.
So I can get 3 colors. And part 2, I just finished, is making the hat.
When is this video?
Probably in a couple days.
Oh, okay.
2-3 days. I got it filmed. I just need to edit it.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's using the new hat press, and yeah, should be good.
Great. Jeremy, what have you been doing this week?
Well,
I see that. Looks good.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me spin it down. It goes all the way down around the corner down there. So
very nice.
Got my new digs. I'm on the other side of the shop now, and
where'd you get that wood from?
This is a local sawmill that does pallet wood, and it was unused. I just went and picked up a truckload of it and messed with it until I got it done.
Nice.
Looks nice. Very good job.
Thank you.
You got anything set up yet? Any of the lasers working or no?
The fiber laser's working right there.
But your exhaust isn't, right?
My exhaust is not, and I did a little test, make sure everything works. And I'm working on the LaserMatic. I took the port off the back, cut a new panel to block it off on the CO2 today, and I'm gonna take this over and cut a hole in it on the CO2 and get in a side port, drop it down into my thing.
You know, on my original LaserMatic, I just took a 4-inch hole saw, and I cut the hole out, and then I used that piece on to cover the back. So I cut a hole out of the side, then I took that piece of acrylic out, and I put it on the back side.
Well, I was thinking about that, but there's 4 screws around the back of that port back here.
Yeah.
And to where that thing is, so I just cut an oversized, drilled my holes out with the laser and bolted it back in so it's tight. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing here. I'll just cut the circle out with the holes in it on the thing with the same pattern.
Yeah.
And mount that in there for my hose.
Yeah. Let's switch over to the comments real quick so that we can take a look at these comments as we go. And we don't see the past comments, so we only see the current comments that are up on the screen. So hi to Ken, hi to Jeremy. Oh, yeah, Double J Patriotic Design. I don't think I've seen you before.
You should be able to see all the past comments.
Yeah, but I've got it in full screen, so I can't.
Oh, okay.
Chicago Bob is here. He's saying that looks sweet. Chuck.
Thank you.
Chuck is here. Ken, Kelly, hello from Denver. Brandon, Jack, Paul, Tim, Al Copeland. I used to have a friend named Al Copeland. He lived right nearby here. In fact, he's the one that started Popeye's Chicken. Hang on one second, Jeremy. Oh, you showing somebody from the comments?
Yeah.
Greg Wilson, Jeff Benedict. So hello to everybody that's out there, really. So we're going to watch the comments now as we go, which tonight's going to be pretty much just a comments. We're just going to sit around and chit chat tonight. Although you do have those free files if you want to take a look at those.
I think I'm going to go ahead and run mine.
Okay.
So we can have
Mine's
that
done
on in the background.
I finally finished it just as we were coming online.
Wow, Chicago Bob says, let's start the new year right. Wow, thank you, Bob.
Thank you so much.
$100 donation. Much appreciated, much appreciated.
We'll end the old year with a bang and start the new year off right.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Chicago Bob, because the teas that I need are $27 a piece for this thing. And I need 4.
Jack says, Bob with the big money. Hello from Southern Indiana, awesome. Says Jason. Hi, V. Jack in the Shop is with us tonight. What was I going to say?
Jack.
Oh, the weather is crazy. We're still today is 74 degrees outside. It's driving me crazy. And we've had all of this sporadic rain, some kind of storm coming through that one minute it's storming and the next minute it's not.
All of our snow's gone up here finally. It's 41 degrees and it just stopped raining a couple hours ago.
Jeremy's asking, anyone have a good lead on a laser safety acrylic? Building an enclosure. Yeah, I don't have that. If you send me an email, I can send you a link to the company that's got that.
I literally was just on that site today looking at something for this.
By the way, I wanted to talk about something that a lot of people have been asking about, and that is the LaserMatic Mark III. So Leo has put out a teaser video for those of you who are into the LaserMatic series on the new Mark III that's coming in February. In fact, I'm going to be over there at the factory in China in late February. It looks like the last week of February, we're going to do the announcement on the Mark III. And he did put out a video that I can share with you guys on the Mark III. So let's jump over into that real quick, and I will share this video with you. This is the prototype, and let me hit play so you guys can get an idea of what it is. So basically what we've got here is a Galvo laser. So the Mark III is going to be a Galvo, and what it does is it takes a small area, which I believe is 110 by 110, and it processes the G code for that one area, and then it moves to the next spot. So it does like 110 square area with the Galvo at ridiculous speeds. I think it's 80,000 millimeters per minute. And this is going to be this is a 40-watt diode laser. And so it processes each 110 millimeter square at a time. And as you can see, it is super, super fast. So this is what everybody's been waiting for, is the announcement on the LaserMatic Mark III. And this is it in action. Preview video of the prototype. And you can see that it is flying through this.
Is the name that it's going to be called allowed to be said yet?
Yeah, it's going to be called the Galvo-matic.
Wow.
And this is a first. So I know a lot of the other companies, I know Xtool is going to put a team of engineers on it right away when they see it, because it's just an awesome piece of machinery for those diode users. And you can use the full bed size of the LaserMatic. I'm going to be finding out Monday what that bed size is. I'm thinking that it's going to be the same as the Mark II, but it's possible that it might be the XW, because it looks wider than it is tall in this video. But
I mean, that only makes sense
hopefully
to
it's
me.
that.
On the XW.
Hopefully it's the XW. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing based on this video, it looks like an XW. So I'm guessing that's probably how they're going to launch it. I mean, there's no reason to launch it any other way, in my opinion. And you can imagine how long something like this would take. So where are we at right now? We're at 2 minutes and 31 seconds, and we're about halfway through this sign. And you'd be talking about hours to do a sign like this, on the regular LaserMatic. And I like the fact that they went with 40 watts.
I'm interested to see how it handles cutting when it switches to the cutting nozzle.
Yeah. So that's one of my questions that I've got for Leo for the Monday night meeting. I've asked him this before, and I never really got a great answer, but I will on Monday night. I think that the laser is going to be in a perfectly vertical position, and the XY is going to move to do the cutting. So I don't think the cutting is going to be well, let's see. I never really even watched it to the end. Maybe this does do some type of cutout. We'll see. But I'm pretty sure that the laser is not going to use the Galvo for cutting.
Now you can see where they've got the air piped into that cutting nozzle.
Yeah. And remember that this is just a messy prototype right now. This is not the final version. But they're telling me that this will be when I go to China in February, that the final version, number one, is going to be ready for, I guess, pre-order at that point.
It's still a diode laser. That's a diode beam that's coming out through the Galvo.
40-watt diode. And I'm not sure about the power either.
If it was a fiber, it would not be marking that wood like that.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, it's a 40-watt diode, and what else was I going to say about it? The speed. So I think the speed is 80,000, up to 80,000 millimeters per minute. So it's going to be the fastest diode laser on the market. And having that 40 watts, is going to give it the ability to move. Well, you can see it happening right here. It's going to give it the ability to engrave.
Is this going to be
Yes,
switchable?
I don't know.
That is a diode laser. Galvos, depending on the lens, the focal point can be pretty darn high, depending on lens size. So a 110, you're looking at probably around 6 inches for a focal distance.
Yeah.
Where a 400 lens, it's over 3 feet.
Well, now the focal size, the dot size on this is going to be less than a 10 watt.
Yeah, it's still going to be a really small dot.
Okay, so that's the end of the video. And now it just did that entire thing in like about 5 minutes or so. So
yeah, I think Leo mentioned something about this taking 5.5 minutes, where on the Mark II it took 39.
Yeah,
something like that.
Now looking at the laser now, it doesn't look like it's the XW. So I'm going to guess that this is not the XW.
It's going to have a cutting head, so it's going to be dual purpose. It'll engrave and cut.
Yeah.
If you see off to the right there, near where the Rich's mouse pointer is, there's a cutting head.
Yeah. That. Yeah. I think this is the cutting head here. I don't know. I'm not absolutely sure. I don't know what's going on here because
being that's the prototype, I'm pretty sure that is.
I'm sure.
Got the raw guts hanging out just so they can work it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. That that's. There's probably a lot that's going on in the first version that's going to come out. Huh. But I got to tell you though that I mean it's worth a replay on this.
So for anybody that doesn't know what a Galvo is, the Galvo is the head of the laser, where the head of the laser, like Jeremy's showing right there, it has 2 mirrors in it. One mirror moves in the X direction, one mirror moves in the Y direction, and in combination, those mirrors move and can move at rates of up to, like 12,000 millimeters a second.
Yeah.
Very fast. I typically, my fastest, I'll run at maybe 8,000 millimeters per second on a Galvo. So that's how fast those fiber lasers are tough for moving. So with those mirrors being able to move at that extremely fast rate, then it's able to engrave that wood at that extremely fast rate.
And at that high power, 40 watts.
Yep.
I'm just enjoying watching it. I think it's so cool.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah, Catherine, so the mirrors are moving separately, and the X and Y doesn't have to move. It just moves from 110 millimeter square to the next at high speed.
Basically utilizing a quote unquote print and cut type feature within the programming to get it to line up.
Yeah, exactly. The G code is using the print and cut. No idea on the cost yet. So that's what we're going to be talking about in Monday night's meeting. We're having a private meeting Monday night, and we're going to be talking about all of these different things. No, Paul, this only has one laser, Paul.
So if you look up inside this Galvo head, you'll see that there are 2 mirrors.
Yep.
So the laser path comes in, hits one mirror, it turns, and then hits the other mirror. So one's running XY, one's running X, one's running Y. So the combination of those 2 mirrors. There, you can see the 2 mirrors.
Thank you, Richard.
So that
Thanks,
is
everybody.
the Galvo head right there. So
Bob,
the laser,
Bob will
that
be
Galvomatic will have a smaller version of that.
exactly. Yeah, much smaller. Yeah, Bob, that
And that's a CO2, so that one's huge.
we should be announcing that pre-order. I'll be there in China in late February, and that the purpose of that live stream is going to be to do a live demonstration of the final machine and to announce the pre-order. So, Bob, you'll probably be one of the first ones to get it. And based on looking at that video again, it looks like it's the standard Mark II frame that's in there. Paul says, so it is a Galvo head that tracks on a gantry. Yes, Paul. It's sort of like doing print and cut, like Patrick said, and it's working on like a 110 square millimeter area at a time. Yeah, Jack, that's what Patrick is thinking too. Is that for cutting it goes through that other nozzle. Thank you, Catherine. Catherine's saying that she's learned a lot from us. We appreciate
All
it.
right, so this is a diode Galvo it's the laser pecker, the first one, the 5 watt. So they're
Shenzhen.
basically
Yeah.
taking one of those and turning it into Godzilla.
Yes. Yeah. So Lori's asking, what's the benefit of a Galvo over a diode? So this is a diode. It's just the way that it's preparing the files and using the mirrors so that the gantry doesn't have to move back and forth. So this is a diode laser, but it's just using a mirror system, and it's a high speed. Just put it that way: high speed and very small spot size. Jim, that factory is located in Shenzhen. Paul brings up a good point. You don't have to worry about the laser hitting your hold downs or dragging your materials. No, because it's got a much higher distance away.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, most of the fiber lasers out there are Galvo driven.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen one that's not Galvo.
Yeah, there's just fiber laser cutters that are on a gantry for the
cutters,
handhelds.
cleaners, things like that. Yeah.
Yep.
No, Tim, there'll be no adjustment of the mirrors whatsoever. You're welcome, Lori.
I've had that fiber laser for 4 years, and I haven't touched any of the lenses or any of the mirrors up in there. It's been going good, and I've moved it 3 different times around the shop. So,
Carl is asking, so how is a MOPA laser different from a regular fiber Galvo laser? They're both Galvo lasers, Carl.
yep.
I'll let Patrick answer that.
A MOPA laser gives one additional setting that you can control. It's called the Q pulse. If you think about, you can control frequency, which is like I'm turning on a light switch 30 times a minute.
Yeah.
The Q pulse ends up being how long you leave that light switch on during that 30 times a minute. So you can adjust the speed, the power, the frequency, and then MOPA adds the Q pulse. So that's just another setting that you can tweak to get different colors or different engraving effects.
And Sergio, this does not use proprietary software. It's using that Lightburn print and cut feature. It's doing it automatically. Rotoboss Rotary is here tonight. Hey, Jason.
Hey, what's up, Jason?
I got the answer for Greg's question.
That may make me want to get a diode now. I don't know, Jason. The good thing about this is you're going to be able to do 6 tumblers at a time, one job. No, Ernie, it's not a metal engraving machine. It's a regular diode, standard diode laser.
It'll just be much faster, more efficient.
Yeah, so this was done on my Galvo on the fiber laser. It took about, 40 seconds, 45 seconds. And I did one of these on the Mark II 30 watt and it took about 4.5. So that's the advantage of having a Galvo
Show that
over
again, Jeremy. I'm sorry, I clicked off the screen.
it's the Slate Coaster
Yep.
on the fiber takes about 45 seconds to a minute, and on the LaserMatic takes about 4 minutes.
Right. Exactly. Thank you, Pop Pop. Yeah, everybody hit that like button.
I have my project done for the night for my file. If anybody wants to see it,
Yes, let's see it.
this is the New Year's resolution spinner.
Ah, that's cool.
So I got some serious ones, and the best one is right here. Laser a perfect portrait of Patrick with his hammer. Now, I had 2 or 3 of these ideas in my head, and I used Chat GPT to kind of fill in the blanks. And Chat GPT pulled that one out, and I was confused at first.
That's pretty
And I
funny.
was like, "It's tracking me." So we've got
Mhm.
Capella Signature Collections. Engrave this side up on everything, which is right there. Stop procrastinating tomorrow. Upgrade your equipment. Engrave made you look on random spots. Network, and we're back to Patrick.
That's funny.
I like the sound it makes whenever, the spring with the.
I think I would probably
clicking on the
just
wheels.
have a twist tie coming out of there so it would spin longer.
Well, I don't know. I got to do stuff.
Paul is asking, how will this experimental laser? It's not experimental anymore. It's in prototype now. Do on materials that vary in height. Yeah, you could. Yeah, it's the LaserMatic doesn't have problems with. It has a pretty wide focal distance, so I mean, if a board is warped or something like that, you should do your best to take the warp out before you engrave it. Kenny says during the sneak peek, Leo did say that he is working on getting the BOM cost down. Yeah. So there are a few costs that are right now in the final process that he's trying to get, lowered.
Yeah.
Hey, Tina, Happy New Year to you as well. Thanks for stopping in.
There's a caveat to my file that I want to let everybody know. It's just the wheel and the artwork. The base and everything, I've gone through 4 iterations of that base, and that's the only one that hasn't broke yet. So I took the base part out of my file when I sent it to Rich yesterday.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's about. I think I'm going to take that off screen now.
Hey, Jim.
Everybody's seen it, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the trip. It should be a fun trip. Although, China's got all that weird stuff going on that I don't particularly like. With the minute you go through the airport, they've got your face, they've got facial recognition software. They don't take cash anywhere in China anymore. Everything's got to be done through that app. It's crazy. Let me see if I can get out of this now. Yeah, there we go. Get out of that.
I got distracted looking at this project. I've got a last minute ornament project to do.
Hi, Kate. I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
And I'm trying to make sure I don't forget any of the names.
Let me show you something real quick on my screen. And let's see. Lightburn. So this is the art library that's included. And you'll see here the 3 different files. This is mine. So it's just an iteration on Happy 2025. You don't have to worry. This font is embedded. So, you don't have to worry about that. And let's see, let's delete that one. And this is Jeremy's. So there's the wheel pieces right there. And this is Patrick's. And I think we would have to take this out of line mode to see this right. There we go. So this is Patrick's picture frame. I don't know how well you can see that, but hopefully you can.
That looks good.
So I just wanted to show you these 3 files. Hey, Jim. Jim McCall's here.
What?
You are getting butt swabbed to check for COVID. No, Paul. There's no restrictions right now in China. But I did only get the travel visa, so I only have 6 days to be there.
Did you get your bird flu vaccine?
No, there are no restrictions right now. I checked.
There is no bird flu vaccine.
K2 Clothing says,
joking.
Can you talk a little bit about the Mega? That would be Patrick. None of us have a Mega. I would caution that it's coming from Montport.
I can talk about it.
In fact, they're trying to get me to visit their factory while I'm there in China, but I might even sneak by there and take a look because I don't think it's Montport. Let me just answer one more question from Sharon before you talk about the Mega, Patrick. Leo said something about MK2 users will not be left out. Does that mean may be able to get a laser module as an upgrade? So the MK2 is going to still be in development through 2025. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. There's new and great things coming for the Mark II. And yes, there will be new upgrades coming. So this is just the Mark III. It's completely separate. So go ahead, Patrick. I'm sorry.
Okay, I received my Mega and went through the unboxing. That went great. Then I wanted to get it hooked up and make sure everything worked before I did the live stream. Well, I ended up having to work, and I wasn't happy with the Mega, so I canceled the live stream. Right now, they said they just finished up the curved surface engraving. So that is not functional. It's not available yet, but they said they finished it, so it should be coming soon. There's still issues with the camera and the alignment. And even after having remote support go through a calibration, it's still out of alignment. So the camera is not functional. You have to use an adapter, a little adapter, to use it with Lightburn. It runs as a G-code machine and not a DSP machine. So what that means is when you use it with Lightburn, autofocus doesn't work because you can't do autofocus in Gerbil. So autofocus doesn't work. So that works only in the Montport proprietary software. My machine did have an issue where the cable that runs from the side of the machine across the front and into the motherboard something was wrong with the connection on the outside. So I had to plug directly into the motherboard to get USB recognized. Other folks have had issues with the USB getting recognized due to driver issues. So they end up having to set up a hotspot on their cell phone with the pre-configured Wi-Fi for the Mega to log into. And then they log into that hotspot with their computer and then have the software talk to it and then put in their own, reset it to use their own Wi-Fi. Then you can connect to it via Wi-Fi. And then sometimes that can get the USB working. But mine's working with the USB, no problem. It just doesn't work the way it's supposed to out of the box. They're still working on the features. So hold off for now would be my advice.
Okay. James is saying, I think Scopefun is in, I don't know where they're not in Shenzhen. So at least not that I know of. The last time I heard about Scopefun, it was, and it was like 1,000 miles away. So let's see.
I was going to run a job today, and instead of using the Mega, I used the Onyx. Go figure.
Okay. Yeah. So K12 Clothing says canceling my Mega order. That's the thing I love about Rolly Automation is that they don't launch something that's not ready for prime time. And if you look at any of these other companies, when they first launch a product, it's never ready for prime time. They do it as quickly as possible. Hey, Robert, thanks for joining
Yeah,
us. Happy New
basically,
Year.
you become the beta tester, sometimes the alpha tester,
Exactly.
after you spent your hard-earned money on a machine. No,
Exactly.
you should just open the box and it works.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the LaserMatic does.
And then you're the engineer,
Yep.
you're the product tester, you're the support team, you're everything because you can't get a hold of anybody.
Yeah. So Jason's saying, I don't know why all these companies are putting out subpar stuff just to try and win a race. And you're exactly right. That's what they're doing. And you're right. It's making them look bad. So if you if you give an honest opinion, and you're not like one of these YouTube reviewers that says, click the link in my description so I can get a commission. I mean, that's most of them are like that. Click that link in the description so I can get a commission. So
I appreciate people clicking the links in my descriptions for the
yeah,
commissions, but I'm not going to tell you to click a link that I think is
yeah, yeah,
subpar.
right,
So
exactly. We do honest
Monport
review
fiber,
videos.
fine. The Monport so far, I'm not impressed with the CO2s, although the Onyx seems to be working okay.
Yeah. Ernie's saying, is it recommended to use a desktop computer with any version of Lightburn? Doesn't matter what it is. It's always best to use a desktop computer because the laptops just don't play well unless you've got a modern, expensive laptop with a big 17-inch screen that
Yeah.
can handle the 1920. Then that works fine. My laptop works fine with
Yep.
Lightburn, but
Mine
most
too.
don't. So, Happy New Year, Rick. Hey, Daryl. Daryl's here from the Philippines. My wife is going to the other house in the Philippines soon, in January, I believe.
That time already?
What? No, that's my daughter-in-law's.
No, I
And
mean time for her to go to the Philippines.
oh yeah, yeah, yep.
Like a year's up already.
Yeah, every year. V says that she uses both desktop and laptop. The only difference is that the text fonts come up slower on the laptop. Otherwise, yeah, you may have one that's compatible, with the screen resolution. So if you don't, then you can't dock, windows and things like that. It's just a pain in the butt. Randy says he just got his Onyx R and it seems to be working fine so far. I think, Patrick, you've had a pretty good
Yep.
experience with the Onyx, haven't you?
Yeah, the Onyx R so far is doing a fine job. My biggest complaint with it is that the air assist is way underpowered. So what I did
As are
is,
most.
I drilled a hole in the side and then just fed my. I could probably show it to you. Just needs to change the setup. But I drilled a hole in the side, shoved my quarter-inch air tube for my compressor through that, and then just pushed that into the soft rubber tube
Right.
that's in the Onyx R, and then zip tied it, and I used the compressor for it now.
Yep. So Bob is saying Monport's service is less than spectacular. It's virtually non-existent. That's the biggest problem. Pop-Up is asking about the new IR module from LaserMatic, and my opinion is pretty much the same as every other IR module, that it's not worth it to me. I've been doing some things I can show you real quick on another camera. This is my favorite thing so far is is the Chrome. So Chrome comes out really nice if I can get this to focus. So there it is. That's Chrome on the IR, and it's viewable from every angle. And what I think I really like the best about it is if you have to do like really small engraving, this is less than 2 millimeter text. I don't know. There we go. That's less than it won't catch it.
Your focus needs more focus.
Yes, there we go. That's 2mm text. So that came out really great. I like to do refrigerator magnets, so I did some testing for the refrigerator magnets. There you can see.
Nice.
And I did, of course, aluminum business cards. You know that it's going to do a good job on these. All the money I spend on these cameras, and they just don't work as they're supposed to. But I got, this is gold. I got gold, I got white, and I got silver out of this. I've done a bunch of stuff. I think my favorite thing is plastics. So this is a power supply. And of course, the cord made it. Oh, come on now. What the hell? The cord made it move during the engraving. So the text didn't come out great. But the rest of it came out. Look at that light burn figure. And I've already gone and done a bunch of different. I've done a bunch of different plastics with it, and that's really what I think its purpose is for plastics. But I'm not. I'm not a fan of the 2 watt. I'm not a fan of 2 watt anything unless you need that really tiny, tiny little spot size. So, um, yeah, that's if you want to do metals and things like that. I mean, it can do some metals, but I would say get a fiber laser if you want to do that. My opinion hasn't changed, and I just did a review on it on my channel, so you can go and watch that if you like, where I talk about it. For plastics, it's fantastic. It does a great job on every plastic I've thrown at it so far, and things like that. If you really need to really fine spot size, really small print, you can do business cards, whatever. But it does what they say it's going to do to a point, but it's going to take so long. It's just going to take so long to do a project. If you're doing jewelry and really small things, then the IR is okay. And I've said that before. But other than that, it's just not going to work. It's not my camera, Greg. It's just the way that I've got them set up. But yeah, none of my cameras are really for my main camera. This one here is a product camera. So if I were to do this, it's supposed to focus right away, but it doesn't, of course. See how it's not focusing? This is an actual product camera by Sony, and it's supposed to focus instantly when you put something up there, but it just doesn't. I mean, $700 camera, and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Oh, there we go. It finally focused. But yeah, I mean the spot size is incredibly small on this thing. I think it's probably 0.04 or less, but it's the same as any other 2 watt IR module. I'm not going to hype it. I didn't hype it in the unboxing and first run video that I did, and I'm not going to. So it is what it is. It's a 2 watt. It's a 2 watt pulse diode. So what is Catherine saying? What then is a good small watt if it's a diode? What good is a small watt if it's a diode? Well, it's good for doing like I said, metals and plastics. If you try and do this power supply that I did here with a diode laser, it actually melts it and you can feel it. But with the IR module, it changes the actual properties of the plastic and changes the color. So it's not burning it. And that's probably, if you're going to do a lot of plastics and things, that would be the way to go. And that was done pretty quickly. So, Patrick, speaking of cameras, did you figure out yours?
Yes, I did. I was using it today to get some B-roll. I copied you, Rich.
Ernie's saying I had them set.
I had to get an Osmo.
Yeah, that's it's a good camera. It really is. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't put my hand behind it to get it to focus. I've tried it. I think the best thing is just take a piece of wood, put it on a piece of wood, and cover the whole camera, and that'll work. Richard says he did the upgrade to Lightburn a while back. He used to do the overlay, the camera on the work, but now I can't anymore. Do I need to recalibrate the camera again? I see it's in its own tab. Well, the camera needs to be calibrated to every thickness material that you're doing. So you have to save, once you've calibrated it to, let's say, 2mm wood, then you have to save that setting and name it, and then recalibrate it for 3mm and 5mm, 7, and so on. Every different thickness needs to have its own calibration.
I don't even use my camera anymore for that. I just use it for a rough placement, and then I frame it and go.
Well, here comes that
V
pouring down
said
rain
that she
again.
thinks my issue is sound. Hopefully it's better now that I'm using DaVinci. Upgraded to the Pro version so I could get the voice isolation and all the noise reduction features. So hopefully it's better. And then I'm normalizing it to YouTube standards. So
Sergio is saying, he's saying thank you on that video for the rotary. It really helped getting it work. Patrick's got a bunch
welcome.
of good rotary videos. What is a good fiber to get that might be in the $399 range? There's no such thing, Ken. Cheapest one is going to run you about $1,400-$1,500, and that would be like a 20-watt Raycus source that you probably won't be happy with.
Just the source alone was like $2,500 for mine.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you can get a 50-watt Raycus for maybe around $3,000.
Yeah, more than $2,500.
Yeah, for a whole setup right now.
V, you having a problem hearing Patrick's audio? I hear it fine. I haven't heard it break up at all. Tim saying tried the camera, but typically just measure out, do the art, and then frame and check before zapping it. Camera can be very helpful. I personally don't use it unless I'm doing really small things. That's when I use the camera. Patrick, which Osmos camera did you switch to? I think it's the
Pocket 3.
Pocket 3. Yeah, that's the one I have. Pocket 3. Really, really
I might
nice
try
camera.
to start using it for live streams a little bit. There's a couple ways you can do that, either by typing it into your computer and letting and use it as a webcam using OBS, or a UVC to HDMI converter.
Yeah,
so I'll do something.
I can show you mine. The problem is mine won't stay where it's supposed to stay, but it is really high quality.
Did you ever get a UVC to UVC to HDMI adapter?
Yeah, I did. So there you can see how quickly it focuses and how well it focuses on everything. There you can see my this is my setup in here. But it's really
You'll have to
fast.
You'll have to tell me which UVC to HDMI adapter you purchased.
I bought it off of Amazon. I just did a search on Amazon, and
I'm going to guess it's an Osbot.
No, it wasn't Osbot. I can tell you that. Is it no? Okay, Perry's saying he got a 2.1 watt Ortour right before Christmas because I didn't know one from the other. Is an Ortour S2 LaserMatic LU2. LU2 is a regular diode.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a 2-watt diode. The LU2 is a 5-watt diode, if I'm not mistaken. And if you buy Ortour's module, sure, you can upgrade it. Jack is saying prices have come down. He got his 30-watt Raycus for $2,800, and then he bought a 100-watt JPT for $4,200. Yeah, GWI's got a fiber laser for about $1,400, a Raycus 20-watt, and that's a portable type.
Wow, that makes me sad because I've had that for 4 years, and I bet you I've got around $9,000 into it right now with all the upgrades.
Yeah, well,
Lens, tall
the
tower.
the GWI is nothing like it's nothing like what you have.
Right.
Yeah.
Here comes that hard rain, keeps coming and going. I hope we don't have a power loss. If we do, it's just going to be those two guys. Hi from
Oh,
Poughkeepsie, New
what, Rich?
York.
What's the story on that that CO2 that you were promoting a while back?
The J750.
Is that, I don't know what, I can't remember what it's called, but the
Yeah, it's
new,
RM laser, J750. RM
is
makes
that,
a really super high quality CO2 laser, top of the line, really top of the line quality, and really amazing laser. It's one of the best ones that I've got. I mean, even if I went over to Linda's shop, with the however many 17 CO2s over there, there's a Boss over there, there's a Thunder laser over there. I mean, I like this one better. It's a great laser. Haven't been next door in the office running anything because of my health issues the last 2 months or so, but I'll get back to using that one again.
that K12?
Any K12 clothing say any non-mega recommendations considering space savings and max bed size? I can fit in a rolling machine using primarily for acrylic signage and I think Patrick can answer that for you.
Yeah,
The Onyx. Do
Hotian
you like the
laser
Onyx?
has. Yeah, I do like the Onyx. That would be an appropriate one so far. And then Hotian Laser has one that's similar in size to the Onyx, and I can't find it on their website. But if you want to send me an email, sales at lightsource.pro, I can get you some information on a couple of COTs.
Yeah.
So that one that you were talking about, Rich, is not a space saving one.
No,
Per
no,
se?
it's
Okay.
a commercial CO2.
It's a full size tank.
Yeah, it's a beast. And the company has always, for the last 15 years, they've been a wholesaler to top brands over in the EU and Australia. And recently, they decided to go direct to the customer here in the United States and Canada. And they launched 2 new websites. You can go watch the review video on my channel. It's RM Laser J750. And that thing is just a monster of a machine. It works so well. Really, I won't be changing that laser anytime soon. That's for sure. And that laser is delivered to your doorstep. That J750 anywhere in the country for under $5,000. So really good price, good speed, good power. It's got all top of the line parts in it. It's got a 100-watt Recce tube in it, even though they advertise it as 90. And if you look behind me up there, it even came with a spare tube, brand new spare tube. V is saying her little 5-watt Artur is sitting unused since I unboxed the LaserMatic. I just can't bring myself to using it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Paul says, so you can buy the lowest watt laser to get started and buy the higher power later if that's the same manufacturer. Yeah, that's pretty much true. Or if you're good at wiring, you can figure out the
Mm-hmm.
pinout on the wiring and change modules. I've always done
Yeah,
that.
if you're confident, you can swap sources. Depending on the source, you might have to change your power supply.
Bobby's asking, what does that CO2 run? Okay, so that's under $5,000 delivered, the J750. What happened to starting at 8 p.m. Eastern? We decided to change the time a couple of weeks ago. And
Actually, it's been over a
been a
month
couple of
ago. We
months.
had a
yeah,
audience poll, and everybody voted for 8 p.m.
yeah. Let's see. I did have to buy a $30 power supply. The 30-watt runs on 24 volt. 100-watt is 48 volt. Okay.
Yep.
What laser were you talking about? Ernie's asking. I think we were talking about the RM Laser J750. I did a review on my channel. You can go to my channel and search for it there. It's for the money, it's one of the best CO2 lasers that I've ever seen. Bespoke Laser says you try and troubleshoot with people who are not that good with English. That's a good thing about Rolly Automation and RM Laser. They are both good with English, and they're both very responsive for tech support. Happy
And
holidays.
Hocan Laser is going to be very good with English.
Yes. Yeah. And they
because
now
I
have
will be
a
working
U.S.
with their tech
distributor.
support.
They now have a
Yep.
U.S. distributor. So
And he's in Michigan.
in Michigan, yeah.
And
Yep.
it's not me.
And tech support will be in West Virginia.
Happy
Yep.
holidays, Tim. You're welcome. Agree that 8 p.m. is better, but Rich's email that he sent out said 9 p.m. Oh, that's my mistake.
I
Sorry about
got the
that.
email from Rich and it said 8, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I changed it to 8. You might be looking at an old email. Robert, we'll forgive you for being late this time. Bespoke Lasers. MacBooks work great with Lightburn. I don't know. I don't have a Mac and I'll never own one. So
I don't have one either.
V says there's no tech support like Rolly's tech support, hands down. That's the absolute truth. There is no tech support like theirs. People have had feature requests that in 2 or 3 days have gone into production and available on the website. I remember one in particular. Somebody said, I can't have the exhaust in the back of my machine. And, 2 days later, there was a new side panel acrylic that was available for the side exhaust. So, and that's not, when people have trouble with parts, they get them in a couple of days, so, occasionally, a power supply, they have a 1% failure rate. So occasionally a power supply will go out, but yeah. Jack says he does not like Mac. I don't like Mac either. I like everything. The difference in the stores, the online stores for software, what you're paying $3, $4, $5 for, and with Apple is free in Windows. So I like Windows much better than I like Apple. I don't like anything that's proprietary. And even though Windows is sort of proprietary, everybody makes everything for it nowadays. 10 years ago, I might have said, yeah, Mac has, more apps available for it, but not today.
I just want to go on the record. I just checked the email. It does say 9 p.m. I was wrong. It was a YouTube update or a YouTube thing that said 8 o'clock that I got.
Yep. Sorry about that, guys. I have a lot to do before these live streams. And sometimes I don't pay attention to what I should be paying attention to.
It's okay, Rich. We all make mistakes.
Yeah. VacFink says, do you think we'll see more IR and fiber galvos with dynamic 3D abilities go? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So that ability to engrave curved surfaces was actually invented by Neje. Neje was the first to have that automatic up and down for curved surfaces. And, as usual, Xtool stole it. But, yeah, there are a few of them out there right now that are doing that. And I believe Rolly Automation is looking to do an upgrade on the MK3 where it does curved surfaces. And I believe it already does, the prototype. I'm going to find out on Monday. Paul says you can buy Macs cheap from the government auctions if you just want a dedicated computer to park next to your engraver. Yeah, you can do that. But you can also go on eBay.
How cheap are they? It'd make good target practice.
Yeah, you can go on eBay and you can get, a pretty recent Windows machine off lease with like a Core i5 processor and 16 gigabytes of RAM, and that will do everything that you need for working with Lightburn.
Yeah, my laptop is
Hey,
a
Jim.
monster, and it's 8 years old, and it runs Lightburn and anything I need to just as good as this little mini tower I got.
Yeah. So Jack says he runs Linux mainly. Support for Linux has ceased for light burn. So that might be an issue for you in the future. They'll still handle support questions, but there won't be any more new updates to the Linux version. Sergio says my LaserMatic power supply did die, but they got me one pretty quick, considering it came from China. Yeah, it's usually like 2 to 3 days. He sends it out priority. Dale says my LM2XW will be here on Tuesday. Congratulations, you're gonna love it.
Congrats, that's awesome.
I have looked and cannot find the drivers and software for it to load. And you don't need any of that, Dale. Just wait for it to get there. Everything's on the USB drive. Go to the laser tab, click devices, plug that USB drive in, and load that LB set file. And it's even got scanning offsets and everything. So you don't need anything other than that USB drive that comes with it. Rolly Automation has literally thought of everything when it comes to that. Jason's saying get a big brick PC, like $250. I use them all my stations with Nashville. Oh, when I set up the other shop, we have, I think, 34 lasers altogether. And the people over at the other shop, they run multiple instances of light burn. The computers are in each corner of the shop, and they'll run 4 or 5 instances on each computer. They have big screens. And for me, it's easier to run separate instances than to have all of these computers around. So we only have 4 over there.
Like the used Dell computers off the collects, you can get those normally pretty cheap too.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a Dell, but other.
Yeah, but you can get these Windows machines on eBay that are relatively new, a year or two old, for under $100.
Yeah, the public surplus auctions around me have them, but I got to drive all the way up to the UP to get them, and I don't feel like driving 10 hours to go up there.
Yeah. Sabrina says I have a late gift I need to make, and I've been procrastinating, so I needed this live to get me moving. Get moving. Jason says I run 1 laser and 6 lasers off of it. I think you mean 1 computer. Sorry, 1 brick PC. Okay, I got you.
I'm doing a late Christmas thing, Sabrina. So that's what I'm running now. I didn't want to wait any longer.
So Greg says, I'm always nervous about updating software at times. You don't have to worry about that with Lightburn, because you can always roll back to the day before and still have the new version. I did a video on that. If you go to my channel and search for the word disaster, you'll find it.
Well, somebody up above there was saying that something about they lost some fonts or something when they upgraded, and I lost 2 when I upgraded.
No, fonts are installed on the computer. It has nothing to do with Lightburn.
Anyway, I went and re-downloaded them.
Yeah, you can't lose fonts. They're installed on your computer in your fonts folder. Hello, SJ from New Mexico. Thank you, Jim. Yeah, everybody hit that like and subscribe button below.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me switch. Too much smoke from that angle.
Let's take a look at what Patrick.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty good savings if you're getting something for $600. It's a $3,000 deal.
Doing some ornaments with names. I had like 19 names I needed to do.
Oh, my wife made me do at least 12.5 this year
for an after Christmas party.
I did a bunch of ornaments this year as gifts.
Yep.
I can see I screwed up and did one name twice.
This year I did ornaments and I did my nativity crosses. In fact, everybody at the choir got a nativity cross this year.
I did a couple of those, your little nativity crosses, and gave them away.
Those come out absolutely awesome. People love them.
Especially when you put walnut on top. Kind of gives it a nice contrast.
Yep. Yeah. I do I do it with painted wood. I do white for the bottom and green for the top. Comes out really, really nice. I don't know why. I just love watching a laser.
I like watching the LaserMatic cut. It's so
Yeah.
smooth.
Yep.
Are you doing 2 passes or one?
One.
One. How fast is that?
Should be around 700.
No, I think that's 500.
Is it?
Okay. That's what I have to cut mine at too.
I always lower my speed. I think I can get like 3mm at 700, but I lower the speed just to make sure that everything cuts completely out. Because sometimes you run into a glue spot, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's just so smooth. I love it. Let's jump back to the comments real quick. No, Andy, there's no price yet. I'm going to be discussing that Monday on the Mark III, and that's because they're trying to get the price down, the wholesale prices down.
If I have one name twice, what name am I missing?
Jim McCall. Jim, send me an email with your address. No problem. I've got all kinds of stuff for you. Call says, every year since 2017, I've been doing 200 plus unique ornaments. 3/4 are mailed, Christmas letters, and the rest are handouts. I do all my Christmas cards on cardstock. My granddaughter and I did 150 nativity crosses for a nursing home. Wow, Dale, that's a lot. I think I did 19 this year. 150, that's a lot.
Wow.
Dale is asking what material. Greg is asking what material is that? Is that 3mm ply, Patrick?
Yep, 3mm birch, Fryler brand. Fryler.
Jim is saying it will not change. When I click on the font tab, they show up for an instant and then they go back to default. I don't know what's going on with your computer, Jim. Try and restart Lightburn, restart your computer. I don't know. Never had that issue myself. Fonts are loaded in Windows or in the Mac OS. They're not loaded in Lightburn unless you're using SHX fonts, and those are kept in a separate folder. Do you guys plug all the screw holes in your LaserMatics? No, I don't, Ron, because more air in is more air out. So I use the filter box. And has a really high suction rate. So I actually even take the plate off of the front of it to let more air in. Does Lightburn give a discount if you buy it for a nonprofit? I don't think Lightburn gives any discounts at all. But you can send an email to support@lightburnsoftware.com and ask them about nonprofit makerspace. They might. Michael's saying, is someone going to come out with an RF tube other than one laser? I think we're going to wait because I think RF tubes are going to take over glass. No, well, there's a big difference between the RF and the glass. So, RF tubes are good for some things and glass is good for others. Bill's asking, where can we find the nativity cross? And I don't know. There's lots of companies that are offering RF tubes, by the way. It's not just one laser. Where can we find the nativity cross? I think that's in my store, engraveandcutfiles.com. Engraveandcutfiles.com. Catherine saying, do you have a video on doing painted wood? I missed it. Scrolled by too quickly.
She's asking if you had a video on it, and you do.
On painted wood, there was more to it. I don't know. I have over 300 videos on my channel. I might. Where can I get
But
part
I'm not sure.
P20? Acer is out of business.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
So I'm going to try the roller brush and the chalk paint that Walmart sells. See what kind of. I have a whole bunch of that chalk paint here. It's okay. It's really sloppy to use.
Wow, Dale, that's a loaded question.
Yeah, Jason brings up a good point. Thunder Laser has 3 different RF tubes. In fact, they have that. The Thunderbolt is one of my favorite lasers. I think it's like right at about $5,000, but the RF is a little more expensive though. Yes, and Aeon has them as well. There's lots of people have RF lasers. It's not just one laser. One laser, I don't think, is even shipping their RFs yet. Jerry says, Rich, my wife Sheila bought me the MK2 XW with. I remember her talking about that with Rotary for Christmas. Thank you for helping her with the advice. I'm delighted. You're so welcome, Jerry. Enjoy it. It's definitely my favorite diode machine for sure. Jason's saying Boss just came out with an RF, he thinks, as well. Yeah, there are just tons of them out there. Greg says, did you change the size of your exhaust duct for the filter box? No, I have the micro on the diode laser. So that comes with the 4-inch. Now, when you first start up the air filtration on the filter box, it automatically calculates how strong the suction should be. It goes through a calculation process where it determines how much suction there should be, how much air is coming in versus what's coming out. It automatically does that. So I didn't need to change it. So I have 4-inch. I have 4-inch exhaust on that. Dale says, where can I find 15 by 24 by 1/4-inch birch? Craft Closet has it.
Not plywood.
Not plywood?
That's
so like
a
an
specialty
MDF?
hardwood store, if they even have stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know other than Craft Closet.
Catherine, I put the
I
link
think they do have
to
MDF.
Rich's video down below for you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Daniel says, can you make boxes, slots, and tabs out of 6mm MDF? Yeah, sure. I've got some over there at a 6mm MDF.
Did anybody in chat see my video or or the short that I put out on the full wrap tumblers?
I did.
Yes. Oh, I'm not in chat. Sorry. Well, actually, currently am. I just put some in there.
I should go get the one I made for my wife as a Christmas gift. She loves it.
Yeah, Daniel says Rockler and Woodcraft. I forgot about Rockler.
Yeah, they're going to be the ones that are going to have solid wood.
Greg, I use the I'm using the micro in this shop, and next door I have the I don't remember the name of it.
Vac Fink, they're going to have that going to be glue. It's going to be a glued up board, so it's not going to be that wide. They're going to glue that alternating grain so that it doesn't bend and curl anyway.
The other one, Greg, is the Compact X that I have on the RM laser next door. Can you please put up a link for the filter box in an apartment? Really need to improve my smoke removal. Well, these things will eliminate it completely. And I think it's just filterbox.com.
Thank you, Robert.
I'm waiting for
a lot of work to get this wall done.
Jason, I'm waiting for you to say something about that too.
Apple Air, Jason, put Apple Air in the comment.
Did he put it in the comments? I didn't see it.
No, I was telling him to. I can actually.
I don't think he can.
Yeah, I'm going to go to his website.
I'm going to probably do a video on my smoke eater box that I made. It works. There's a couple of upgrades I'm going to do to it, but I should probably deconstruct it and make a video of putting that together.
Yeah, V is saying Ukuch too, so I forgot about Ukuch.
Mm,
Ukuch hardwoods.
I'll go get that.
And I'm pretty certain that Craft Closet has solid wood as well.
Jason, who has Rotoboss rotary attachments, also has Apple Air USA air purifiers. I'm going to paste the link in the chat, and you guys can check that one out.
Yeah. And these are the two top ones on the market. So either the PET Technologies, the Filter Box, or the Apple Air are the two top technologies where I can do acrylic in here and not smell a thing, and this does not exhaust outside. In fact, maybe I can show you real quick if I can get this camera to cooperate. Let me go into full screen. Hang on 1 second, Jeremy. Then you can talk about yours. Of course, the screen doesn't reach, but let's see. There it is right there. That's the micro. And that hooks up to the back of the LaserMatic here. I can't get all the way over there because my cord doesn't reach, but it goes in through the top, comes out the bottom. And it's a really nice air scrubber. So I haven't had a good air scrubber in here. I've been exhausting to the outside. So this makes it nice because I don't have to exhaust to the outside. Can I put up a link to my site with digital files? Yeah, let me get out of full screen and I'll do that for you.
V, that's coming. I have something planned for that. But that's why I have the TV behind me with it on right now.
Hopefully that worked. Yep, there you go.
I see him. It's like it did.
Oh, Patrick's getting down to the end up there.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Those look good.
All right, Jeremy, go. Show them yours. Okay. Homemade.
Viver 4-inch, a box right here that I made, and then the carbon filter for a grow tent at the end, which is, I think, a Vivo Sun or something. I can't remember. But I got 6 inches of MERV 7, 6 inches of MERV 10, and then it goes into here. And I've used it twice, and I have zero smoke, zero smell coming into my shop. So it's still in development. I still got a couple things to do, but that's what I'm planning on taking with me when I go to shows with the... I can't point with that thing.
Jim says that's just a ticket. Right now I'm using the weak rolly fan through 6 feet of the dryer vent that they sent and trying to blow it through a Windows screen. Very suboptimal. Yeah. V says it's going to look awesome, Jeremy. Can't wait to see it.
Well, I got a plan for... this is a wood wall, so stickers aren't going to happen, but I have a plan for people who want to support the channel, how I'm going to display their support up here. So I'm hoping it works out.
Bob is asking how loud it is. That's not a very loud inline fan at all. Bob's asking how loud it is.
Giant rodent trap.
And Paul wants to know what a MERV 7 and MERV 10 is.
Have you watched RoboCop? Oh, sorry, wrong MERV. Hold on.
You're all
different
done.
Grades of air filters.
Everything cut out.
All right.
Well, then you used the right speed.
I did.
Nice. Careful. Come back to you in a minute, Patrick.
Yep. Go right ahead.
Okay. Furnace filters. 1,000. That's a MERV 10. It's when you get to MERV 10, MERV, it's when it starts to take out the smoke and smog particles, apparently. You can go all the way up to like MERV 18 or MERV 20, or Sergio's in here probably knows better than I do. But I do the MERV 7 to take out the particulate, and then I put the MERV 10 in to eat the smoke before it hits the carbon. So
Awesome.
that's all.
Tim says found a 6-inch inline fan, made a downdraft box under the honeycomb, pushes out a plywood window insert. Cool. Yeah, Jason is saying you need the HEPA filter. So you do have to have the HEPA filter somewhere in there.
MERV 10 does
Is like a
somewhat
HEPA.
go into the HEPA, but not as much as like a 13 does.
And Paul says, is there a drink cover charge and drink minimum to enter, Jeremy?
Yeah, you can bring me a Werner's or a root beer and come on in.
Yeah, just hit that little thanks button at the bottom of the video.
There you go. There you go.
There's your cover charge.
Rockin' How To says, my laser is in my barn. Will the temperature affect its performance? It depends on what laser it is.
Yeah.
It does affect almost all performance somewhat, but it depends on what laser you have. You know, if you've got a CO2, then you have to worry about the cold. You know, you can run that RV antifreeze from Walmart. That pink stuff works well.
Hey, DV.
So
Good
Harold
to see you in the
says,
chat.
the higher you go on MERV, the more you restrict airflow. That's true.
Yeah. That's
But
why
it's necessary for these type of air scrubbers.
Yeah, that's why on the filter box for this thing, it's a MERV 7, because it doesn't restrict the airflow as much. It just eats the heavy particulate and stops it from gumming up the fan blades. I still haven't cleaned that thing, and it's been 2 months, and it looks great. So I've had no issues with it.
Well, that's good
Use
to hear.
at your own risk.
Patrick, let's see the final results. Hey, Kevin. Glad you're here. Yeah, we can start over. Hey, everybody. Well, Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
Good evening, Andrew. Good evening. Jack says he started out with MERV 13 taped to a box fan when doing print. I seem to remember you did that in a video.
Been there, done that in the old furniture shop.
All right, Patrick, let's see what you got. That's clean. Nice.
Like it. Got a spot that didn't fall out.
Very
Cool.
nice.
No sound, Patrick.
Yeah, that's right. I muted myself so I could run the vacuum. But yeah, it's out now. There we go.
Quality control for you. We're here for you.
Oh, that's clean. Nice. You know what I do with those two? Sometimes I cut, when I do mine, I cut the, also cut some tissue paper. Not tissue paper. Yeah, tissue paper. I cut out the tissue paper and I glue it to the back, and then I put the second side on the other side. So, you know, that would look nice with like a green or red tissue paper on there.
Yeah, that would. That's something I would have to ask my wife to do. I don't have the patience for that.
You could use cardstock too.
I guess we always cut some out.
V is saying very clean. 30 watt? Yeah, I think that's the 30 watt.
Yep, 30.
What happened?
This one has some nice little tiny cuts in it.
Wow. Those are super tiny cuts.
Heck yeah. Don't tell my wife I can run a vacuum. Only thing, I can purchase vacuums, but I can't run them. I'm going to stick by that.
Beam Me Up says, Happy New Year, everyone. Laser engraving is going to explode in 2025. Yeah, it's already started that, like the last couple of months. Wife keeps asking where the mute button is. I wish I had a mute button for my wife sometimes. Okay.
Or an off button.
Be nice, Patrick.
I could resist. Sorry.
Yeah, that came out great.
I got mine. Whoops, wrong button.
Jim says he's going to try a half teaspoon of mica powder in a Ziploc, shake the ornament around, see what the That's a good idea. You know what you can do too, Jim, is that you can get some Elmer's school glue, and you could just smear it on with your finger, and then toss it in the Ziploc bag, and that'll come out really great. Because once that school glue dries, it dries clear, so you won't see it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Better hope
Jeffrey, you finally got the spikes? That's been forever. I don't even know if Jeremy got his. He never said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did get mine.
I didn't get mine.
And I don't know if, shoot, can't remember who it was, got the machete.
I didn't get my railroad spike. You know what? You might be off my list for a king cake this year.
Do you need a railroad spike too?
No, not necessarily.
Do you need it engraved?
That's what I do. I spray clear coat, and then when it's wet, I pop this on top of it. Then I let it dry, and then I put another coat of this over top of it on my ornaments.
Nice.
And I've had this can for 2 seasons. It goes a long way.
Yeah, I think the mica powder looks really nice, though. I mean, it has a real hard glitter to it. But either way,
have a shiny one. Good. I can put your name on it.
V says last year she made ornaments with photos, and some were angel wings. Oh, yeah. For lost pets. Yep. Jim says he didn't get his spike either.
Did you enter the giveaway?
I don't know.
I don't recall you winning, though. I don't know if you entered.
Any word from the Chinese vendors on impact from looming tariffs? I think that the looming... First off, those tariffs have been in place for 8 years. And I think the only thing that Trump is talking about is saying we're going to increase the tariffs just so that he has something to negotiate with. So I don't think anybody's worrying about it.
Yeah. My daughter's the one that came up with that train photo for that you did, Patrick. And when I showed it to her the other day, she was so happy.
Jeff, that was the LaserMatic 30 that he engraved.
No, is Jeff. I think Jeff's talking about the railroad spikes. Maybe.
Oh, okay. James says king cake is serious business. Yes, it is.
Let's see. If nobody knows what we're talking about, I did a viewer's choice live stream last week, and I was going to put whatever anybody wanted, like a line of text, on a railroad spike. And then I got a request to put a picture of a train on a railroad spike, which I'd never done before. I had no idea. So this is what I ended up with.
Came out great. That is really tiny, too. That's so small. It's like an inch.
Yeah, let me pull this.
It's still in the house on the counter, so I don't have it out here to show anybody.
Come on. Come over. Oh, I'll probably put it on my other desktop.
DV Laser says, king cake.
Heck yeah.
We got our first king cake of the season today, as a matter of fact.
There it is. So that gives you an idea of what size it is.
Yeah.
I hear a train a-coming.
And then,
that was a good suggestion.
Brick Church won the machete. You guys missed out on a good giveaway.
Yeah.
It was a viewer's choice.
You got
That's
the
what I
Diode?
was after. I needed a good unboxing knife. Oh well, I'll get one.
Let me see. Let me grab a picture of that machete here.
You got to get you an unboxing knife like this one.
I remember that. Yeah.
Patrick did this knife for me. Beautiful, beautiful knife. He did the case too. It says unboxing knife. I know you can't
One
see
of
it.
the very first things I ever did with my fiber laser was put a black mark on one of my hunting knives, and it said pointy end with an arrow pointing towards the pointy end.
Yeah, somebody watching had an idea for 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So then we went to AI and I had ChatGPT make that graphic, and then lasered it on the machete.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a fun live stream. Vac Fink says, I lived in NOLA, miss a good king cake. I get it from only the best places. What'd you think of last year's, Patrick?
Amazing. It was a sad day when the last piece was gone. That's for sure.
Last year, let's see, I sent you a snickerdoodle last year.
Oh, it was so good.
Hey,
It's
David.
unforgettable.
Yeah, king cakes are great. V says, I really love the axe Patrick engraved. That one came out amazing. Yeah, it sure did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just X,
And the hammers.
Patrick. Just X Patrick. I can't do it.
No, Jeffrey, the Rolly will not do that. That's a fiber laser.
Actually, it will, because you can change
Well,
the
with the
frequency.
IR.
No, you can change the frequency on the LaserMatic, the regular LaserMatic, to
There's a
1,000.
video on my channel.
There's a video on Patrick's
Of
channel. That's right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
engraving. I did a big knife and did a fairly large machete with the LaserMatic.
Yeah. And they really couldn't, when you compared them, you didn't see that much of a difference between the fiber and the LaserMatic. That's one nice thing about the LaserMatic, is that you can change the frequency of the diode. And instead of 10,000, which is what all diodes use, you can change it down to like 1,000, and you can get a nice engraving on metals with it. Richard is asking, what is king cake? It's too hard to explain. It's a Mardi Gras cake that there's all types of variations of it. It looks like Mardi Gras, but just amazing cakes. They only sell it during Mardi Gras season.
One step above a princess cupcake.
You'll see, Jeremy. You'll get one this year. V says
wow.
It works well. She engraved her husband's old tools with his initials for practice. That's a good,
very nice
practice item. I can't ding that video. Jerry says, when I lived in New Orleans and we did the king cakes at the Mardi Gras, I always seem to get the baby. They're not doing that anymore. So now they don't they used to bake a little New Year baby inside, and they've done away with that now. Now I think yours came that way last year, Patrick, right? The baby was in like a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done away with that because people have swallowed them. No, Gary, it does not have weed in it, but it sure makes you feel like it does. All right, so where are we at now? Let me get at a full screen.
Thank you about the spike, everyone. Thank you.
So we are at an hour and 40 minutes, but we still have almost 200 people here. So I don't know about you guys. Want to hang around for a little while longer?
Yeah, we can. I'm good.
Okay.
I am gonna
Fine with me.
Mute and disappear for a second, though, real quick.
Okay, let's do a last
I have
call for
9 more ornaments running.
And if we're going to hang out a little longer, I'm going to go get another cup of coffee. What do you think, Patrick? Can you?
I could use a cup of coffee.
Can you handle this all by yourself?
Yes, I can.
All right, so let's see. I think it is.
Let's see. I'm going to turn both of your guys' audio off, and then I'm going to talk about you behind your back.
No, don't do that.
Oh, that's a fun.
I shall return. Glad you guys are
Best place
enjoying
to
the stream tonight.
Yep. Best place to buy new mirrors for your Monport K40. Whenever I buy mirrors and lenses for my CO2s, I always get it from AliExpress. I go to the Cloud Ray shop on AliExpress, and they have the cheapest price, and they normally get here within a week or two.
Yeah,
It's
and make
reasonable
sure you get
shipping time.
the cloud ray lenses and mirrors.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
also go
I
to
would
Cloud
go
Ray's
there.
website. I'll be back.
And where to get Slate? I would get Slate coasters at either Hobby Lobby or Michaels. Michaels has very good ones. Hobby Lobby does too. And you could buy bulk from Michaels online and have them shipped to your house, depending on how many you're wanting to do. Jack just did 400 Slate coasters. Posted it on a fiber. Yeah, much faster. I have not used the Comarker Omni One, and I don't even know what it is. I have to look it up.
It's a UV laser. Clack just did a good video on it.
If I were going to buy a UV laser, I would get another one of these from Hotian Laser. This is a 5 watt, and they have up to the 15 watt. But that's my personal feeling.
Ken, Michael's price was the same as Amazon, and Michael's was out for a while, so I ended up having to buy from Amazon. I haven't gone back to Michael's yet, but Michael's was faster on replacements when they came in broke. It was like a day and a half, 2 day turnaround. It was crazy quick.
Jack, the Slate on the fiber can look as good as the diode. You got to tweak the settings. I was reading Machete, and I came up with settings. Tweak those settings so that when it gets wet, it doesn't the image doesn't fade. Once you get the settings to where your image doesn't fade, that's about the point where it looks probably as good as a diode, at least in my experience.
James, you can engrave glass with a diode. Patrick's probably got some handier than I do.
I've got videos on it. Watermelon cutter. Nice. You can do glass and mirrors with a diode. I have a whole video, 2 videos on my channel, I think, of doing glass with a diode.
That was done on the LaserMatic. Let me get this popped up here. There, that was done on the LaserMatic right behind me. Turned out really good.
Yeah, James, after I would finish a batch of Slate coasters, I would always clear coat them. I would always spray them. Some people don't want them sprayed, and then that's where you need to tweak your settings.
Yeah, so this one is sprayed with clear coat after the engrave, and it popped back white just like it was when it came off the laser on the fiber.
My favorite clear coat for anything is the Rust-Oleum triple thick. I've switched over to using it on everything.
I don't use that on my coasters. I just put a good heavy coat of satin on my coasters, and that's it. Jerry, I don't understand. What did you cost that glass bottle? You mean paint? I don't know.
I may find a link to my glass video.
Yeah, that's what I figured you meant. Let me Dollar Tree Prang. $1.25 works great. I didn't even dilute this. I just painted it on, I think, 2 different layers with a foam brush and let it dry in between, and it came out great.
Here's my diode laser glass video.
When you buy these coasters, they come with the little feet on them already. At least,
most of them come with
from Michael's
and
and
Amazon. Yep.
I do have a video on glass engraving, but it's on the fiber. Patrick's got better videos than I do on glass.
I just posted a link.
Yeah. This one was a request for my wife real quick, and so I just came out here one night, painted it. Next morning, came out and did it so I could get it into her. I didn't take a video of doing it. I need to step up my game on the video stuff. I haven't been putting a lot out. Well, been working on this here too, so I can actually have something decent behind me when I do them.
I will get you a link to the wood die right now. They have different colors: blue Bayou Indigo, Emerald City Green, Hot Flash Pink, Infrared, City Marmalade Orange, all kinds of fun names.
You can use chalkboard paint, chalkboard spray paint to do glass too if you don't want to paint it on. But
Jeff, that's Dollar Tree, not Dollar General. Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree, yeah.
And every other Saturday at 8 p.m.
It comes out a little duller, but it still works good. This one was done with, let me get myself put back up here a minute. So this one was done with the LaserMatic with chalkboard paint. And this one was done, the round one was done with, you can see how dull this one is here. It's not the best. So I think the Prang is better. Or any of this finger paint.
I couldn't stay another minute without another cup of coffee.
I'm jealous. I want one.
This is a Louisiana coffee cup, by the way. Yeah, James, I just bought from Michael's too, and they were $3.89 for a
You're
pack.
welcome, D. I like getting glass from Dollar Tree. Mm-hmm. It's my favorite to engrave.
Yeah. And they got
I've got a video coming soon.
I like getting glass from the auction.
I'm engraving a couple more of these soon, and these are from Dollar Tree. These are just the Dollar Tree trivets engraved on the bottom, the back side, and it looks nice on the front. And then you can get the $1 mason jars and a $1 candle to put in it. And
even this is $1.25 at Dollar Tree. These big mugs, big heavy ceramic mugs.
Then you've got $2 and a cool little engraved gift.
Oh, Greg's bringing donuts. Oh, I'm hungry.
I have the king cake. All right, I got to raise my volume way up. Sorry, guys, because the rain is just coming down super hard.
I don't need
Sergio
donuts.
says he remembers his grandfather's coffee cup was an old tin can. I have some new tin cans. Got a whole bunch of these little 3-inch tin cans. I got these when Lowe's had that, you know, the little mini buckets, and I ordered a bunch, and then they didn't have them in stock, so I got the tin cans instead.
It's getting a little smoky inside that LaserMatic.
You're right, Gene. Better turn on that air extraction.
It's just all the smoke's on that one particular side.
Yeah, it could be the wood too.
Oh, but it's all going outside. I don't smell it at all.
Yeah, V, I don't care for cake either that much. I'm a pie guy. Pies and cookies.
You like raspberry pie?
Yeah, when I picked the raspberries, my wife, we got jam, raspberry, lemonade, concentrate, pies, cookies. She's put them in the cookies. We have them
Happy
in
New Year,
pancakes.
Pop Up. Glad you came.
Have a happy New Year, Papa.
My pop.
What do you guys think of their IR? Oh, you must not have been here earlier. I mean, it's a 2-watt IR. Not going to get much out of any 2. I just did a video on my channel on the Rolly Automation IR.
I ate some humble pie earlier tonight, Rotoboss.
Banana cream pies.
That's my son's favorite. I like them.
No, his smoke was coming from underneath, Jack. You can see it in the video.
Yeah, it's all coming up. It's just all coming up from that one side.
Yeah. Nothing better than an apple pie. I don't know. I disagree with that.
That's the side where this camera is, so it looks extra smoky. It's deceiving.
Carl, I've looked at the Family Dollar. They don't have the Slate Coasters. Jim, I don't know what a huckleberry pie is. I've never had it. I do like the oatmeal raisin cookies.
Yeah, oatmeal raisin cookies and blueberry pie. I mean, you want to...
That's something Doc Holliday made famous.
Tom says, watch the video. It says, under light burn settings for device, if your S max is 1,000, you're running at 10% power. That's not true. So the S value max is times 10. So if it's 1,000, that's 100% power. They say to add a 0 to run at 100 power. No, 1,000 is the S value max. That translates in Gerbil, it's 1,000. In Lightburn, it's 100%. So I see a lot of people that overpower their diodes. They go and change that S value max, and they're sorry that they did it later because it burns out pretty quick.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, James.
Much appreciated.
Thank you so much. We appreciate all the donations. All of those donations that come to the channel, they go to supplies for these guys down below.
Yep.
Supplies. Always need supplies.
What's the pros of a UV laser?
It is the king for glass.
Everything.
And it'll do plastic. And it'll do metal. And it'll do leather.
Smokeless on leather.
Yeah.
And no burning cow smell.
And wood.
I'm supposed to be getting a UV laser.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
That's definitely going to happen.
Thanks for joining us.
Jack of all trades is right. The UV laser can do all of it.
Well, not really, but
Well, it can do all of it. It just can't do some of them as good as dedicated lasers
Yeah,
to what
right.
you're working on.
Exactly. So every machine has their own things that it works well on.
Yeah. Master of none.
I have a
Yep.
little baby 5-watt UV laser coming soon. I hope. I think. Any
Yes.
recommendations on a quality air assist? Well, I think most lasers today are coming with their own air assist, but um,
A
for
UV laser
recommendations,
even does bone without effort.
yeah, that really came out nice. I remember that one.
That is a pig skull with sugar skull decorations on it.
Not even going
Come
to ask
on,
where you got the skull from.
focus. A pig?
I mean, that's yeah.
And you can even buy a plastic pig skull and work on that too.
Yes, Barb. Thank you. Barb is my neighbor, and I've been helping her with stuff, and her arm was in a sling, so she came over and had me help her with some projects to get it done real quick. So she brought me
Blueberry
some
bread
blueberry
pudding,
bread pudding.
and you didn't share.
I didn't hardly make it into the house.
Or you can print your own plastic pig skull.
Hang on. Let me see that again. I can't really see it. Oh, that's cool. I just finished today the second vase for my wife. In fact, here it is for our guest room. She's got some sunflowers. So I just printed this. This is the second one on the FL Sun S1 Pro. And it can go even bigger than this. This is 15 inches tall, but it can go even bigger than this. It's dirty on the bottom, but I had it on the carpet. But really, really nice print. Beautiful first layer. Beautiful all layers. Came out great. She's already got one in there now in our guest room. Sort of like a flowery design. So this is going to be for sunflowers. I'm going to put some dirt in the bottom for a weight, and then some styrofoam in the top, and then put the sunflowers in. Came out really nice. Just finished this one right before the stream, as a matter of fact. Do you think
Hey,
Rolly
hey,
will ever?
DB, I think my girls still have one of those glow in the dark frogs you sent me, but I think it only has one leg left. It's still hanging around the house somewhere.
Robert's saying he bought a 30-watt MOPA fiber a few months ago. I noticed in the power and speed settings I do not have the Q pulse.
I got his answer right here.
Yep. Hang on. Enable Q
Right
pulse
here.
with setting.
Enable Q-pulse with settings. Make sure that is checked.
In your device settings.
Mm-hmm.
So go to your wrench and screwdriver, ports and laser settings, enable Q-pulse with settings.
There we go. Do you think Rolly will ever make an upgrade to motorized Z? Yeah, it's in the works. DV Laserworks says, I need that file, Patrick.
Oh, probably for the skull print.
Yeah. X Cannon says, just got a hold of a 30-watt IR coming in from a 5-watt diode. Still learning along with it. Just got a hold of a 30-watt IR coming from a 5-watt diode. I don't know what that means.
Fiber's IR, right?
Yeah, I was saying coming from a 5-watt diode.
Well, I thought it was going to be easy going from a fiber laser to a diode laser, and I was wrong.
Yeah, so the 5-watt, it's not 30-watt IR. If it's a 5-watt diode, it's a 5-watt IR.
I think he's saying he had a 5-watt diode, and then he's getting a 30-watt fiber.
Oh, coming from a 5-watt
so
diode.
to make the transition, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. 30-watt. Okay, so a 30-watt fiber, I'm guessing that is. Yeah. Question on CFM, asked before but skipped. Can I run a Roly 20 watt and an Ohmtech Polar at the same. Yeah, sure. Yep.
Block
Yeah.
one
So
off.
you
You're not
just need.
using them at the same time though.
Yeah, you can. Why not?
With 280 CFM.
Yeah, just use blast gates.
Just
That's
Yeah.
all.
just the two. Yeah.
Yeah, you can run 2 easily on 280 CFM.
Yeah,
Just
and then just get you
close the gate a little bit on the
then
LaserMatic.
just get you one of these and then just kind of
There
shut
you
it a
go.
little bit.
Yep. That's it.
Yep.
Robert says, God bless you, fellow. God bless you too, Robert. He
Yeah.
blesses me every
Thank you,
day.
Robert. Back at you.
Jeremy, in July, when I got my first 3D printer, you said it would have my second. I'd have my second the next week, but it took me about 3 months to get the second. Now I have my third on order. It'll be here next week.
Yeah.
I
Well, if
am.
they work, they're addictive.
I love this new FL Sun. It's completely enclosed. It's got a dryer built in the top for the filament. I mean, it's just the bomb with 3D laser. I like it as much as I like my Bamboo Labs. Okay, guys, we are at what are we at? 2 hours. I'm going to call it a night. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yep. I'm ready.
2 hours is good.
All right, so thank you all for joining us so much. We had some fun here during the middle of the holidays when there's not too much to do. Don't forget you can get the free files that we had for tonight underneath the video. Just click ... more to expand the description. You'll see the link there. If you're watching somewhere else, if you're watching from our lasermakersrealm.com website, it's right below the video. So I want to just say thank you so much for joining us. Happy New Year, upcoming New Year to everybody out there, to you guys down there.
Mm-hmm.
Mario, get the bamboo. That's all. I had to get that in there.
Yeah, I think I would probably go with the FL Sun myself if I had to buy it today. But yeah, the Bamboo Labs can't go wrong. If you're going to do smaller stuff, the A1 Mini, I just absolutely love it. Great machine.
Let me get everybody's marching orders for the next 2 weeks. Develop a signature collection.
There you go.
Oh,
There you
boy.
go.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Whenever you develop your signature collections, post them in the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group if you haven't.
Yes.
LaserMakers Realm. And then in 2 weeks, we'll revisit the Facebook group, or we'll revisit this collection, and we'll
show it
pull
here.
the Facebook group up on screen and show it to everybody.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. Happy New Year, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Bye, everybody.